Hello, here we go again with an Osaka League game where black won by 23.5, so about 30 points on the board. That's quite a large victory. Well, a bunch of stones were captured in the top, but black missed an opportunity to kill even more in the middle game. So we will get to that, probably that's the highlight of this game. But anyway, lots of other interesting things to go over, so let's check it out. Ocean Komoku, so far so good. Then the approach on this side, that's nice. That's actually a good direction to play when black wants to go for the mini Chinese or combine the Kakari with the Shimari. It also works to play the enclosure right away. Can be this one or the large ones, which are very trendy nowadays. But it's also good to play f3 and check white's reaction. Now, many times white will just protect calm, and then black can choose whether to go L3 or play a Shimari. But also, white can prevent the Shimari right away by playing P3. This is the modern style. Back in the day, in order to prevent the mini Chinese Fuseki, white would play a pincer, a tight one, usually H3, and then black still goes for the Shimari. But nowadays, in the AI era, white will go right away to attack the corner, and then all kind of Josekis can follow here. So white defends calm, black got the Shimari. I like to play the Ogema Shimari in this case because it's a bit closer to f3, but it really doesn't make a big difference. So now I decided to split the right side, which is an old school way of playing. Well, if the game starts with p3 and white plays r10, there's always a question whether to attack from r8 or to attack from the top. And actually, each direction is good for black. This would be very simple, just play r12, white extends for a base in front of the Shimari, but black is already strong, so black has nothing to worry about the bottom side, then attack the top and get the Moyo. Actually, the order of moves here is generally black starts with an approach in the top left corner to check white's reaction. If white defends calm the corner at c14, then black decides to play r13 or r12 on the right side to push white towards the Shimari and then extend again in the top and set up a Moyo. So this is the reason where white approach switch from the middle side split to the inside approach at r14. This happened about 20 years ago. I remember before then it was really popular to play r10 split, but then when this pattern became more and more common to attack the top first and then set up the Moyo, they switched to play the inside approach because black is just going to build too much in the top. Well, here white can go in the corner right away and leave, but it still feels very good for black to set up the Moyo, then expand it or attack the tiny base on the right side. So that's one way to approach the middle side split. But also for black it's fine to play r8. So you expand the Shimari where you're already strong, you push your opponent towards your weak stone in the top, and most of the time white plays a 3-space jump. White can also play the 2-space jump in order to make a solid base. Black usually plays Ogema or blocks the corner with a Kosumi, and after Ogema, white will slide and black either plays the Sansan or plays away. It's pretty big to play the Sansan at r17 because later in the end game, black has this Tesuji to grab a stone on the side and kind of attack that tiny base. So this corner looks nice with the Ogema at n17. Now, when white plays the 3-space jump, black most of the time will jump in, invade at r12 to keep white busy and create some RG. Now white jumps out, black defends the corner o17. If white covers q11 to surround this r12, black will play another move in the corner in order to reinforce, but also use the edge at r12. And here, white is supposed to finish the Joseki to with q12 to stay solid on the right side. So what happens here, you start with the attack from the Shimari, which is a strong position, and also induced to defend the weak stone in the top right corner as you get both corner moves. So this is also a way to think about how to approach the middle side split. So actually, either way it's fine. You can attack from the Hoshi or you can attack from the Shimari, but usually depends a lot on the position and on what are the future prospects of the game. So here, when we look at this position, now it seems more interesting for black to set up a Moe on the bottom side. Therefore, it's nice to attack from R8, push white towards the top right corner. So if this happens, for example, white plays a two-space jump, black extends with an O gamer in the top, white slides, but now the Moe on the bottom is more interesting. So black is not going to block the corner, but extend back to K4. So what happens here, you've got the Shimari, one extension on the right, one extension on the bottom, and this is a pretty ideal shape. It's nice to get these kind of formations in the early stage of the game. So it's also possible to attack from R13, but then when white extends R7 and black goes for the bottom Moyo, the Moyo is already limited because it's facing this base on the right side. And of course, white can later invade here. So in this case, I would prefer to go R8. And if white simply plays R14, then jump in, induce the corner defense. White can also slide here, but black can block the corner and white needs to come back to Q11 in order to fix the right side. And this gives black Sente to grab the big point on the bottom. This is the urgent point in this particular configuration. Also, if black wants to play with fighting spirit, black can come out Q11, white will take the corner, and then black needs to extend. White will start to fight here on the right. If white plays other moves, black is actually happy to cover. So the right side becomes very big. Therefore, white will go out like this and jump out. But then again, black grabs the big point on the bottom side. So this is playable too for both colors. Now, well, once you know the variations, I mean attack from the right or from the top or from the bottom, then you can choose always according to the given position. But it's nothing wrong to play from the top, and also it's also okay to play from R8. But here I would probably go for R8 more than R12. This is a large point, so is K4. But yeah, go for the most open side and then try to be active. That's a good idea. The kick is a bit questionable, helps black more than white. Yeah, this feels ideal for black. Of course, white has later the invasion at H17 with the plan to go Hane and seal the corner in Sente, so give up a stone as bait in order to reinforce and prevent the Sansan invasion. But well, now white is probably busy to invade the R17, which she did. That's good. Push. Now here, black can play R14. It works much better with R12 in place. So if white pushes like this, Ane, Atari, Ane in the top, connect, hanging connection, white is alive in the corner and Sente for now. So I can play somewhere else like Jade 3 pincer, but black can capture the stone in the top right corner right away because this is going to be Sente and makes black much stronger. So now black doesn't have to worry about the idea of Q14 because the group on the side is already alive. Then continue the game with the other fights. So let's go back to this. First of all, I would be reluctant to play E17. So white can either defend the corner calm or play a pincer. Can be H17 or J16 or even K16. And well, the game will be completely different. But like this, white makes sure that black doesn't have a Moyo in the top. When white pulls back here, black will extend K16 and it's very similar to the actual game. But at least, playing like this, white can later invade at H17. But when white makes the exchange, the kick, that will be a bit tougher to invade the top side. So black is stronger now. Now it seems we have the basic pattern with the push. Here black can also think about the double Hane and then Atari, capture and continue this way and Atari again. So this will give black a stronger wall Usually white will end up with a connection and black can play away. It's interesting to jump again and make a box in the top. So this is the basic Joseki, Hane in the top. This time it's necessary for white to play that move. If white just plays away, black will descend, Hane, and kill. This is the J group, which is completely dead. And it's a basic Tsumego. So white needs to play the Hane, block, connect, and hanging connection. Now the Joseki comes to an end, and black has a pretty nice moe in the top still. So when this happens, white should actually play a one space jump here to reinforce the tiny group on the right side and also kind of limit the moe or prepare to reduce the top side. But black will grab this point. And now white has to play something on the left side, and it's still a long game. So white invades m3. That's a bit unusual. The way to invade here, it's or pincer, it's more like j3 or h3. Now when white plays j3, this puts pressure on f3. So f3 needs to fix in the corner, and usually this kind of follow-up will happen. Then white can peep once, extend for a base at m3, then black has to jump again, and white can also extend on the left side. So this way white gets a base on the bottom and also develops the left side, while black simply runs out. So this would be more active play for white. Playing m3, black and pincer, j3 or k3. So, and this shows fighting speed. It's not like black is going to defend the corner and then white plays j3. That's wishful thinking. So black pincers right away. Very good. This shows fighting speed. And actually it's good enough to play the two space jump, because white's only option here is to go out. Of course white can kick first and then go out, but still white has to go out. If white doesn't do that, then the cap comes very handy. So when white just jumps, black can slide, and the shape is good. Now playing k3, this leaves the invasion at h3, and the game can become very messy. But white jump out, which is normal, and black jumps along. That's also very good, because now when white invades h3, black can cover with a Kosumi. This move is meant to make a base, but or help reinforce the stones, but it also kind of helps the corner. White actually should jump along, keep things simple. So black answered, very good, take away the base. Oh, and white played away. It's not the right time to play e18 right now. It's still interesting to do something here, connect the stones or block and go up to make some I shape, or simply jump along, even with an O gamer. Interesting switch of direction to go for the top. This is a good spot to invade the left side. Can be also c12, even if white pincers, black can aim to this vital point. But c11 it's a good move too, because white can extend there and it looks nice for white. Now on the right side, black can think about some preparation fight or leaning attack. First put pressure on the group, but actually try to separate and attack severe the m5 group after that. So either a leaning attack on the right or a splitting attack would be really good. But yeah, this is a large point. So white pincers. Probably black expected white to play c13, then extend for a base like this, in which case white will defend the corner and then try some action on the right side. That's possible too. So let's see the original game. Pincer, that shows fighting spirit, slide, very good. Defend and push. The push is not necessary. Here, black can play an attach move to see whether white will block this way, pull back, or cut. Because now, if white cuts and captures the stone, black is actually happy to play some forcey moves. So give one stone as bait, get stronger, then push here, because now the two stones, they are not going to die, and make a shape like this to stay strong, or a one space jump, or even a two space jump, and simply go out. So de-attach, it's a good probe. If white simply pulls back, black can bump, white will usually go up, because if white takes the stone, it's the same thing as before. And if he takes again, there's another Atari that comes from the outside, and then go out to the center. Now, when black pushes here and white blocks, white has the Tesuji at b12 to capture the stones. So black needs another move to stay safe. And here, if white starts attacking, black has to run out. So black jumps right away, but white can play a peep and then b12. So when black pushes here, the two stones will be captured. Well, black is out already, and I think something like this happened in the game also. But white started with no Tesuji. In fact, it's fine to play here. And sometimes white can pull back because it's threatening the cut. Black will answer either like this or like this and then Atari. And now white jumps and attacks the whole thing. So it's good for white to remember the b12 move instead. Okay, then cut. The block is center, so should turn right away. And then go out. Either like this, attach, or play a shoulder hit and then jump in the top to connect the moyo. Anyway, this jump works too, so black is looking to capture d13 and stay connected to the top. Well, yeah, and b11 can be played later. If white plays b11 now, black doesn't have to do anything locally. So white wants to reduce the top now. It's okay to push once and then jump, because it takes away the liberties. So when white pushes here, black will block. When push here, block again. Atari, connect. White has to come back, then capture the stone. Or play Atari from the outside, and if white takes, Atari again. Then white needs to connect here, and black captures the stone, so the position is much more stronger in the locally. So white pushed. White shouldn't actually. White should leave the position like this and come back and fix this lower area, which is very thin. So on territory, white got the top left corner, the top right, those are solid. Lower left, it's quite safe too. Now, all white needs to do is to secure the right side and the bottom and try to reduce that potential in the middle and the top. So pushing here was a bit dangerous, and black should block here still. Even if white plays Atari and comes back, black can Atari and enclose the top side. Now it's all safe, nothing to worry about. So white played the Tsuke. Here it's good to Hane first. If white blocks, black can simply connect without playing the Atari, because this leaves Amaji in the corner. Well, it feels a bit over-concentrated, but white usually will just go up, and then either Nobi or Kosumi, which is more trendy nowadays. So the bottom shape is still safe, and black is center. So black should really start an attack on the right. This, wedge, Atari, pull back. Now the stones are in trouble, so keep attacking them and try to build the top side while chasing the lower group. Well, this Nobi is playable too, in fact, and probably it's even better than the Hane. Yeah, because this way black will just end up over concentrate. Yeah, in fact, it's a nice idea to play e3 here. In general, g4 Hane it's like the reflex move, but yeah, e3 is just fine. And normally after e3, push again in the corner. And on the Hane, you want a Hane also, but white can Hane and double Hane like this, so it gets dangerous. Then pull back, and white goes down. And now leave the group like that, and start the attack on the right side. This Hane, white is happy to turn d3, and then black has to play another move. So better pull back g3, and when white turns in the corner, just leave the position as it is, so black keeps center. Like this you cannot play away, because white will cut a g3, so black has to stand. But white still got a very nice corner, and white is center. This peep it's a little bit too much, going too close to black thickness, so white should really pay more attention and play safe in the middle. Yeah, try to surround. Normally, the move black should consider is this Kosumi, to make sure that the white stone is not going to connect to the left or try some kind of combination around f14. And if white cuts, black can push, block this way, threatening to catch those stones, and simply net the two stones in the top. Well, probably the idea was the same. If white cuts, black will play this move, and if white runs to the right, push, block, and then simply push that group into the right wall and kill everything. So this is a bad direction for white to run. Black is just too strong in the surrounding area. So white tries to come out, Keima. It's also possible to push and then Keima to make it stronger to the left side. If white tries this move, then it was to cut. If white plays Kosumi, just cover, and then it's easier to surround the white group. But anyway, the directional play is good, so push those white stones into the right wall and kill everything. Here black can resist one time. If white cuts, Atari. If white goes Nobi, black connects and the two stones are heavy. When white turns to go out to the side, then black will attach and this will hurt the stones on the right side. Now when white defends the right, black will attack the top. If white comes out here, black makes compensation on the right side. So just connect and then look for a leaning attack. Now on this move, black can just separate here. Cut the O game like this. I think something like that will happen anyway. And yeah, it's a good idea to get something on the right side. Can also be a shoulder hit like this and then attach. If white cuts, black is happy to go out several times and even use this Atari because all those stones in the middle are trapped and white doesn't get too much on the right side, just survive. And if white simply protects the right side, black pulls back and the group on the right side can still be in danger later on. So it's always nice to think about the combination of forcing moves, shoulder hit and attach, or the other shoulder hit and attach. Depends which side you want to set up that wall. The push is strange. White should play Hane, and if black comes back or pulls back, white jumps out from the middle. Playing the push here, black covers, and now white has some liberty issues. Oh, and peep. So black and Hane, very good. Instead of connecting, black can play more severe here. Atari, Atari again, and then connect. Now white has to make two eyes with the group, and in order to do that, white has to play T12. Then black can separate. White needs to make life like this, which is painful, and black can now kill the corner. Once black has the stone at T13, there's a nice Tetsuji, cut first, and then the vital point at T18. There is no way to build twice. When white captures, push. When white plays here, Atari to force the eye. When white goes here, that's only one eye. And if white connects like this, Atari, and it's just dead. So now black can play away. So it's very important for black to get T13. I mean, we can imagine that T13 is sent all the time against the corner. White needs to play here, and then we can try to follow up like this. Atari, Atari, connect, and when white tries to leave, just Atari. So now the group on the side will die. But it's also good to start the action from the right. Atari, Atari again, connect. And now when white leaves on the right, better kill the corner because the corner is bigger. So it's very good for black here to use the cut. Atari and Atari. Because just connecting like this, white can also connect. So now black kind of lost momentum. It's good timing to play an Atari here. Take away the eye. White will connect for sure. He wants to keep everything safe and alive. And then this group on the right is still in danger. So black can take away the base this way. Also the bottom group is in danger, which means black can set up an attack with a cap move. So like this, white will survive on the right side, which is painful. The bottom group is in danger, so black can cap or play Keima, and also those stones in the top are all floating. So here, either all these groups or territory or Moyo will become territory by killing those stones, or the bottom stones will die during the attacking procedure. So black didn't have to cut and just go for two tiny stones. You can go for a larger attack, larger scale. So this is also some profit. Hane works. Of course, white will Atari, but that just gives more territory. Anyway, this is good for black. I mean, grab some points and then still chase the other groups. Now white comes out. black connects. So before connecting, one Atari is not going to hurt, and then come out more actively. This was a little bit slow. Finally, the Atari, okay. Then put pressure on the group. That's also an option. Then jump out between the groups. Fine too. Here, even if it's an empty triangle, black can bump because it takes away a liberty and the corner is safer. And it's 1 point extra anyway. If white cuts here, just ladder. Or Atari like this and capture. But the ladder is better. Doesn't give white the blocked entry in center. Also, it's very dangerous for white. After this move, if white plays in the middle like that, black can Hane and Hane again and kill the entire right side. So black pulls back, feels good about the position. Yeah, this is necessary because the group can die. But before then, should attach here and no B. So still try to fight out into the center instead of connecting on neutral points at Q15. But okay, black has time. The position is still good. Oh, big kill. Nice to remove the RG like that. But is it really necessary? Yeah, black can think about the bottom attack. That cut in the top was a complete minus for white. Okay. Nothing works here. So black can push first, block, or play the throw-in, take all these center moves on the outside, and then connect to the top with the Keima. Because the stones inside are trapped anyway. Atari here doesn't do much. If this move, just connect. If go down, separate. So that's a way to defend actively and indirectly and make all the points in the top. Because push and block here will give the points around K18. It works like that too without the throw-in. But with the throw-in you get the J19 center also. So this way, a bit small to play D2 right now. Because the stones in the middle are still in trouble, so white needs a move here. Okay, this is center. For white it's better to play Atari from A15 instead of A14. Anyway, it's a sensitive difference. And it matters only when you fight the ko and you play this Atari as a ko threat. Then let's say white has to play away to finish the ko, and then when you capture 2 stones, you also capture the A14. But if the Atari is played here and you have the same ko scenario, this becomes a ko threat, then white eliminates the ko, and then you only take 2 stones, not 3. That's why the Atari at A15 is better than A14. But if you Atari now and white captures, it doesn't matter. And if it's like this and Atari right away, it's the same thing. But actually in the future it can make a difference if it's outside Atari or inside Atari. So put some pressure here, defend the 2 stones, that's good. Now separate the groups, also okay. Okay, now try to kill the middle, that's a good idea. Oh, this move is actually not necessary. So just surround the group. Simply play Kosumi. Luckily, it's difficult for white to make twice by playing this one. So that's pretty much one eye. Let's see, Atari, Atari. Oh, okay. Black has to play another move. And now when white is struggling to run in the middle, it's full of black stones there. Like this, or Nobi, or jump. So that group can die. On the other hand, the group on the right side is also in danger. And probably this exchange is not even that bad. White has to connect. Yeah, and then instead of cap to push him to the bottom, this position on the bottom, it's a little bit tiny. So black has to play from the bottom side, from the weak side. Because in the top, black is already strong. So when white plays here, Hane, on the Hane, just go out, on this move connect, on this move Nobi again. It's really impossible to get another eye in the black strong area. And even on the right side, it's difficult to make one eye unless white plays first. So playing the cap kind of let white loose. And yeah, this is too tiny. Should continue either by playing a solid move like this to connect, or a bump, or push this way and then Hane and then turn. So when cut, extend to the right, when Atari, Atari also. false DI, and surround everything. So this way, again, white will die. But playing here is good enough. White has to connect on the neutral points. That was a big opportunity black missed to finish the game right here. Kill all. It's actually still okay to block, even if white uses the cut. So white will cut, black goes here, Atari, connect, and white tries to come out. Then here, black can play the Hane and false DI. So now the large group is still on the run, and also the group on the right side, it's in trouble. Oh, actually, before forcing DI, black has to play this Kosumi to connect it to the top, to the right side, and also threaten the separation on the other group. So here, if white leaves on the right side this way, or let's say we go Tesuji, so white is alive here. When black separates the bottom group, this is not going to leave. So even if black doesn't kill the center, the bottom will die and it's big enough. Like this, the groups are connected. So black lost an opportunity, pretty big one. Push is possible, Atari also. But then, yeah, impossible to cut these groups. That's a pity. Yeah, white it's connected, and actually white doesn't have to connect because now he's alive in the middle, so just leave. Yeah, this can reduce some points. White should play the wedge here. Otherwise, black can play the wedge, and black should do it right now. Wedge, connect, then white pulls back, and after that block. This will be more solid for the middle. If white comes in the center, black will separate this way, and it's going to be a disaster. All those stones will die inside. Probably black felt good about the territory in the center anyway. Yeah, good idea. It was to play Atari first. Atari, connect, and then protect like this. When white pulls back, connect here. When white goes inside, cut and kill. So Atari, Atari, and then protect. And now white needs another move. Black needs another move. Yeah. This is not that big. This is actually big. Atari, no problem. Push and block, that's fine. In fact, here, black can play monkey jump because it's center. When white blocks, black pulls back, white will block, black has to go down here, then white needs another move, and black can Atari, and Atari again. That's why I go down at A11. But the monkey jump is center, white can just block here, and black will leave the position like this. This will be center too, but it's a little smaller damage. Yeah, white can actually connect like this. Now white is doing a monkey jump too. Fine. Another one. Too many monkey jumps and not all of them are sente. Black should capture the stone. It's sente to do it right away. This Atari is not necessarily sente. White can give up the stone. But it's already a tough game for white. I mean, black got so much in the center and the top. Even though the miss on the kill was quite expensive. Here it can be dangerous with R2. But, well, there are liberties. Okay. White, of course, will try some magic, but it doesn't work. Actually, it's not necessary to sacrifice, just connect, because there is no way for white to approach. He will put himself in Atari, or she will put herself in Atari, and when white removes the liberty on the outside, later black will just Atari. Ah, that happened anyway. Good block at E1. This ko, it's not necessary to be filled right now. It's only a half point ko. Better play Hane block in center 2 points, then this, connect, throw in, Atari, capture a stone. There are other moves, push here. Lots of center moves actually that black can play first. And this ko is the last thing you fight before neutral points. I mean, before saying pass. But till then, it's not necessary. Because when white captures the ko, black can fight for it. So filling a J1 when there are still lots of endgame moves to be played, it's like saying pass, more or less. I mean, well, it says 1 stone, but it's 1 point in Gote. Okay. Probably black just wanted to finish the game already. And now the last goes. This looked a little bit tricky, but nothing to do. In fact, this move is not even necessary. Because when, let's say, black plays away, and white plays Atari here, even after the koi is filled, black can connect. And now when white Atari from the outside, it's a self Atari. Black will just take. So it's not necessary to play another move inside. Those stones are captured anyway. So even in a position where you're way ahead, it's good to read more accurate and try to kill more if you can. I mean, just play your best. Enjoy the review and better luck next time.